at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Texas, the prairie sky is high and wide. Deep in the heart of Texas, the sage in bloom is like perfume. Deep in the heart of Texas, reminds me of the one I love. Deep in the heart of Texas, the coyotes wail along the trail. Deep in the heart of Texas, the rabbits rush around the brush. Deep in the heart of Texas. Well, the cowboys cry, ki-yi-bi-yi. Deep in the heart of Texas, the doggies bawl and bawl and bawl. Deep in the heart of Texas, the stars at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Texas, the prairie sky is high and wide. Deep in the heart of Texas, deep in the heart of Texas, deep in the heart of Texas. I remember being really young, you know. Everybody does, I'm sure, doing that. Thanks for clapping, Miss Mindy. When we were thinking of how to do it, we were deciding, you know, should it be on acoustic or electric? And the clapping is really much easier when you don't have an instrument because you can kind of lose the tempo a little. Is my vocal loud enough? Are we okay?
Is my guitar loud enough?
This next song is Jesse James. There was a lot of mention of it in the discussion. We do this song just about every time we go to an event because it of course is a Hopper painting among many other things, but I'm sorry, a Benton painting. So we do this all the time. It's one of our favorites. Jesse James was a lad that killed many a man. He robbed the Glendale train. He stole from the rich. He gave to the poor. He'd a hand and a heart and a brain. Well, it was Robert Ford, the dirty little coward. I wonder how he feels, for he ate Jesse's bread and he slept in Jesse's bed, and then he laid poor Jesse in the grave. Oh, Jesse had a wife to mourn for his life, 3 children and they were brave. But that dirty little coward that shot Mr. Howard, he laid poor Jesse in the grave. James was a man, a friend to the poor. He'd never rob a mother nor a child. And there never was a man with the law in his hand that could take Jesse James alive. On a Saturday night, the moon was shining bright, and they robbed the Glendale train. Jesse James. Oh, Jesse had a wife to mourn for his life, 3 children and they were brave. But that dirty little coward that shot Mr. Howard, he laid poor Jesse in the grave. People held their breath when they heard of Jesse's death and wondered how he ever came to fall. Robert Ford, it is a fact, he shot Jesse in the back while Jesse hung a picture on the wall. Now Jesse went to rest with his hand upon his breast, the devil be upon his knee, and he was born one day in the county clay, and he came from a solitary race. Oh, Jesse had a wife to mourn for his life, 3 children and they were brave. But that dirty little coward that shot Mr. Howard, he laid poor Jesse in the grave. Thank you. Like I said, that's one of our favorites.
Sip of water. Oh, never mind. It doesn't matter. Let's face it.
I mean, you are coughing. Want this? He's got an important vocal part on this one.
The song lives or dies by it.
Yes, it does.
Somewhere in the Black Mountain Hills of Dakota, there lived a young boy named Rocky Raccoon. One day, this woman ran off with another guy, hit young Rocky in the eye. So Rocky doesn't like that, so he's going to get that boy. One day he walks into town and books himself a room at the local saloon.
Rocky Raccoon checked into his room, only to find Gideon's Bible. And Rocky had come equipped with a gun to shoot off the leg of his rival. His rival, it seems, had broken his dreams by stealing the girl of his fancy. Her name was McGill, but she called herself Lil, and everyone knew her as Nancy. But she and her man, who called himself Dan, were in the next room at the hoedown. And Rocky burst in, grinning a grin, and he said, Daniel boy, this is a showdown. But was hot. And he drew fast and shot, and Rocky collapsed in the corner. Do 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 Then the doctor came in, stinking a gin. He proceeded to lie on the table. He said,
"Oh, Rocky, you met your match."
And Rocky said,
"Doc, it's just a scratch.
And I'll be better, Doc, as soon as I am able." Ho, ho. Then a Rocky Raccoon fell back in his room, only to find Gideon's Bible. But Gideon checked out. He left with no doubt to help in good Rocky's revival. Do 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 Thank you. So we've done this now at a few museums.
Never West.
Never the West.
I have a book on Benton and sound and music, and
We had to do.
We do that. There was no shtick here. That, I mean, the Benton stuff we've done many times, but
Yeah. And the Hopper stuff. So this next song is a hotel song. That we like to do also. But this is what I was going to say is this is our first time to bring actually both guitars. They were super nice to have the amplifier rented for us, so we didn't have to bring that all the way here. And incidentally, it's super powerful, so we were thinking about blowing out the windows, but maybe that's not a good idea.
ready?
Sure. On a dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair, warm smell of colitas rising up through the air. Up ahead in the distance, I saw a shimmering light. My head grew heavy and my sight grew dim. I had to stop for the night. There she stood in the doorway. I heard the mission bell, and I was thinking to myself, this could be heaven or this could be hell. Then she lit up a candle and she showed me the way. There were voices down the corridor. I thought I heard them say, welcome to the Hotel California. Such a lovely place, such a lovely face. Plenty of room at the Hotel California. Any time of year, you can find it here. Her mind is Tiffany twisted. She got the Mercedes Benz. She got lots of pretty boys that she calls friends. How they dance in the courtyard, sweet summer sweat. Some dance to remember and some dance to forget. So I call said, we haven't had that spirit here since 1969. But still those voices were calling from far away. Wake you up in the middle of the night just to hear them say, welcome to the Hotel California. Such a lovely place, such a lovely face. Living it up at the Hotel California. Such a nice surprise. Bring your alibis. Mirrors on the ceiling, pink champagne on ice. And she said, we're all just prisoners here of our own device. And in the master's chambers they gather for the feast. They stab it with their steely knives, but they just can't kill the beast. Last thing I remember, I was running for the door. I had to find the passage back to the place I was before. And relax in the night, man, we are programmed to receive. You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. Thanks, everybody.
Okay, so this is a song about a highway, Route 66.
Oh, okay.
But we love Nat King Cole, so we made it into a little medley.
A little medley. You got me going.
I know.
Chicago to LA. More than 2,000 miles all the way. Get your kicks on Route 66. And now you go through St. Louis and Joplin, Missouri, and Oklahoma City looks mighty pretty. You see Amarillo and Gallup, New Mexico, and Flagstaff, Arizona. Don't forget Winona, Kingman, Boston, San Bernardino. Won't you get hip to this timely tune when you make that California trip and get your kicks on Route 66. Come on and get your kicks. Come on and get your kicks. Come on and get your kicks on Route 66. Thanks very much for your attention, for listening to us. This is one of our favorite things to do, at least I think I can speak for both of us. And this has been a really great experience for me. I actually haven't been to a symposium like this before, so it's been nice.
So this is, you know the song. It's about a jail and prison in California.
Oh, yeah.
A death in Nevada. And San Antonio, ooh, the West, right? You have me really cynical, Phil.
I hear the train a-comin', it's rolling round the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when, and I'm stuck in Folsom Prison. Time keeps dragging on, and I hear that whistle blowing on down to San Antone. Well, now when I was just a baby, my mama told me, hon, always be a good girl, don't you ever play with guns. Well, I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. But when I hear that whistle blowing, I hang my head and I cry. Folks eating in that fancy dining car. They're probably drinking coffee and they're smoking big cigars. Well, I know I had it coming. I know I can't be free. But those people keep a moving, and that's what tortures me. 'Cause if they freed me from this prison, if that railroad train was mine, I'd probably move it on a little farther down the line, far from Folsom Prison. That's where I want to stay. And I let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. No matter how much we do that one, we like to do. So I think we have two more left for you.
This is a song about a bad mine shaft to be in. know if there are any good mine shafts, but it's a very upsetting song. The Decemberists wrote it, though. I didn't. I kind of wish I had, though.
And get your rocks in the box, get the water right down to your socks. This bulkhead's built of fallen brethren bones. We all do what we can, we endure our fellow man. We sing our songs with the head cranes, creaks, and moans. And it's 1, 2, 3 on the wrong side of the lee. What are you meant for? What are you meant for? And it's 7, 8, 9, you gave your shuffle back in line. And if you ever make it to 10, you won't make it again. And if you ever make it to 10, you won't make it again. And you won't make a dime on this gray granite mountain of mine. Of dirt you're made, and of dirt you will return. So while we're living here, let's just get one little thing clear. There's plenty of men to die, you don't jump your turn. And it's 1, 2, 3 on the wrong side of the lee. What are you meant for? Whatever you're meant for. And it's 7, 8, 9, you gave your shuffle back in line. But if you ever make it to 10, you won't make it again. And if you ever make it to 10, you won't make it again. And it's 1, 2, 3 on the wrong side of the lee. What are you meant for? Whatever you're meant for. And it's 7, 8, 9, you gave your shuffle back in line. And if you ever make it to 10, you won't make it again. And if you ever make it to 10, you won't make it again. Thanks again. So I remember my trip around the West. Actually, I've made a couple trips around the West, but we went from Arkansas to Texas to Southern California to Washington to Montana and kind of weaseled our way back through. And we did a lot of hiking trails. And so I'd like to think of this song. Are you ready?
No. If you look at this, it's a beautiful guitar, but if you look at it the wrong way, it goes out of tune.
At any rate, there were a lot of people moving from Arkansas to California when I was in college, and to Colorado. And so it was everybody's, big dream to get in the car and go.
So I'm from Texas, and I went to North Carolina for grad school. Duke's a fluke, Wake's a fake, but the one to hate is NC State, go Heels. But I did my undergrad at University of Denver and my master's at Boulder, and they didn't like Texans in Colorado. And they still don't, and I know why. If you've ever been skiing, you'll learn real quickly.
Thanks again for having us. Together, just sing a song and bring the sunny weather. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Some trails are happy ones, together. Just sing a song and bring the sunny weather. Happy trails to you till we meet again. Trails to you till we meet again. Thank you.
That's all we got.